Spiritualist, the Aquarian Alchemist, and I am back with a focus and reflection session for you. Okay, so let's see. This week we are focusing and reflecting. So this whole month of July has been about showing up, being more present, you know, embodying our actual, what's the word I'm looking for? Our purpose. Yeah. I have boards all in my office as reminders. But our presence being part of our purpose, and then showing up and being more present day by day. So where we've been understanding the need for boundaries, we've been doing our energy audits. This is just a little short review. We've been connecting again after isolation, and we've been doing things our own way. Okay, doing things in a way that feels comfortable and doable and manageable for us. Okay, so this is the last week of July. So now we're going to really sit back and reflect. Um, the theme for this week is kind of like close and commit. But I have taken this a step further, and I've gotten into what I really want the focus to be, because this is something that I have realized over this kind of like experiment. And it hasn't really been I guess you could consider it an experiment, but I just wanted to see, what would happen if I really fully step in. And I know last week, the end of last week, I kind of disappeared a little bit, but I was under the weather. So I apologize for those 3 days that I wasn't really posting as much, and I wasn't showing my face as much the last 3 weeks. But I was feeling under the weather, and I really could not do too much. So we're going to be thinking this month. Okay, of course, we're going to be looking a month ahead. What are we going to be devoted to in August? But this month, and what I've realized is, for me, it's more about devotion over discipline. Okay, now, do we need discipline? Of course we need discipline. Yes, we I have to be disciplined in several areas of my life, but this is talking and speaking on spiritually, and as far as my purpose and what's expected of me in that regard. So what I've discovered is that when I look at it from a place of devotion instead of discipline, it opens up for me for some reason. It's like it's more digestible. It's more manageable for me. I don't know if this is my whole, I don't know. But it's something about it that's just that I gravitate towards. I gravitate towards devotion over discipline, because to me, discipline is more of a religious type of thing and religious type of practice for people who are, in a religious sect, or, who have a certain religion they're a part of. Okay. So I want to delve a little bit into why overall, and this is what I've discovered, and this is what I boiled it down to for me, and how I will continue to move forward, and giving some ideas on what you can do moving forward if you want to adopt this thought process as well, and this practice of saying, okay, I want to be devoted to what I'm doing, because I feel like when you're just disciplined, you're just doing something, sure, you'll get results, but are they going to get the results that you really want or really need? Okay. But when you're devoted, you're not just doing the work. You're not just on this treadmill of our what are the things the little guinea pigs and stuff are on, they're the little spinning wheel. You're not just spinning your wheels. You're not just on this wheel. Okay, I got to do this. Okay, I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do that. Okay, so for me, discipline says I have to, right? It's rooted in pressure and obligation, versus devotion. Devotion is me saying, I get to. It's rooted in pleasure. It's rooted in love, and it's rooted in presence with the divine. So me saying, oh, I have to do a video, or I have to go, say something to my audience, instead of saying, you know what, I get to present this information I received. I get to present, this topic that was given to me in a dream, or, this download that I received while I was watching a movie, or while I was listening to music. I get to share this with people who may find it interesting or helpful as well. That's the difference. So with discipline, they give off two different vibrations to me and for me. Okay. Um, Sorry about that. Excuse me, y'all. Okay, so discipline. Discipline is structured effort, right? It's rigid, it's routine. Some will even say it could be ego based. I felt that a lot when I was you know, um, in deep into the Christianity, you know, uh, Baptist lifestyle. It's like, there was this holier than thou. I'm better than you because I do this. Because I go to church every Sunday and I'm on the Ursha board and I'm this and I'm that. And, those things could be commendable. But when you start to look down on other people because they're not there yet, it kind of takes away from what you're actually doing, which is a good thing. You know what I mean? Being devoted or being disciplined in your practice is not a bad thing. It's just not something that I feel like at this point is what's best for me. What's best for me is being devoted. When I'm devoted to something, I'm going to give my all. I'm going to do it with love, okay? Another thing about discipline leads to burnout. Okay, when you're in this discipline, gotta go, gotta keep going, can't miss, and it's like, no, it's okay if you miss, it'll still be there. And that's something I realized, because I felt really bad when I started to feel bad last Wednesday. I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna be able to show up. I'm not gonna be able to, the energy wasn't there for me. And that's when I was like, you know what? I'm devoted to what I'm doing. I'm devoted to my clients. I'm devoted to my customers. I am devoted. I'm recording right now. Please don't come in here.
Okay, just move that.
No, I'm making a video. Sorry about that interruption. But yeah. So it's done out of also could be done out of fear. That's something that I noticed too. You know, fear that people are going to say something. Well, where were you last week? Well, how come you wasn't there? Or if I don't go, then I'm not going to make it into heaven. Or if I don't, do this, then I'm not gonna, it's this obligation, it's this pressure, it's this fearful feeling, okay? And in devotion, it's that's not there. It's not done out of fear, it's done out of love. It's done out of, I want to do this, I want to be there. I feel bad when I'm not there because I want to be there. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying everybody who goes to church or who's in Christianity, they're like this, because you can be disciplined and devoted at the same time, right? Right? You can be disciplined and devoted at the same time, but I feel like a lot of people get lost in the discipline, and they allow that to overshadow the devotion of what's happening. Okay? That's just like you know, with the devotion, it's built on your actual relationship with spirit. It's not just, if I show up, I'll make it in. If I show up, I'll make it in. If I keep showing up, if I go to church every day, and if I do this and that, then if I follow this list, then I'll make it in to the pearly gates. Doesn't matter what type of person I am or how I treat others. It's just, as long as I show up and I do these things, then I'm good to go. Well, no, not necessarily. That's not always the case. So, but like I said, discipline can be rigid and routine, where devotion is flowing and flexible. It's okay. It's okay if we change it up this week. It's okay if we do something different. It's okay if I talk about a different subject matter. It's okay if I um you know if I don't show up today, because I'm devoted, I will be back. I'm not going anywhere, right? So it's about heart-centered healing, and it's nourishing and sustainable. So, um, I want to give y'all what I wrote with the nourishing and sustainable. Okay, it means engaging in a way that it replenishes your energy, supports your well-being, and allows you to keep showing up with joy, presence, and purpose without depletion. Okay, so that was so big for me because it's like that burnout, that feeling depleted, that not feeling like you can't take a day off or you can't not go, or you're going to get the scarlet letter put on you, or people are going to unfollow you or not befriend you or not trust your products because you have to take a day off because you're sick or your child is sick or you're having a mental health thing or whatever could be happening, right? So those things have to be able to be taken into consideration. That's how I feel. So, it's not perfection driven like discipline can be. You have to, do things perfect. You have to be perfect, and that was something that I always felt like I was falling short in that demeanor. Like, oh, you know, I'm just not this perfect person. I have questions. I have flaws. I have urges. I have things that are not okay, so to speak, that I need to work on or that I, uh, deal with, And so, but when it comes to devotion, it's driven by, okay, my presence is enough. I don't have to be perfect. And that's something that I was talking about when I first started this at the beginning of the month. Your presence is part of your purpose. Your presence is so powerful that you don't have to be perfect, because what I'm realizing, what I'm learning is a lot of these influencers, coaches, people that do the talks, they all talk about one thing: authenticity, right? They all talk about being your authentic self, showing up as authentic as possible when you do show up to your audience. And that is something that's more important to me than being perfect or feeling like I'm always performing. That's a big one for me. Okay, so discipline, when you're being disciplined and you're performing and you're being perfect and all this, yeah, you got to do it just right. That's something that I've grown up with. I've grown up to be a certain way, to be have that perfect look, and not to show your vulnerability, and to be um just to not let them see you sweat, this kind of thing. And a lot of that stuff, it still plays in my mind, and I still hang on to it, and it's like I have to consciously say, you know what, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to be a little vulnerable. It's okay to let your guard down. It's okay to actually connect, because to me, you know, instead of performing, I would rather actually connect. And I feel like that was my problem, is like I'm performing this duty as a CEO. I'm trying to do the content, I'm trying to fulfill the orders, and I'm trying to come up with new products and present the products that I currently have. And I'm performing, and I was missing that connection piece, which is something that I'm bringing in now with my presence, right? And it's like, even though my presence isn't perfect, or it isn't, what somebody would think, oh, she's not doing it right. Okay, that's okay. This is because it's from the heart. It's heart centered, right? So it doesn't have to be. And so that's something that I'm really getting. Like, I'm getting that, and it's such a weight off, it's such a load off my back, and it makes me feel like, wow, this is not so hard. What I really have to do is just do what I love, and not worry about if I am I getting it right, or are people gonna receive, or are people gonna understand. And it's like, people are gonna see my devotion and my love for what I do, and then that's gonna open them up to it, those who are meant to see me interact with the products, and things of that nature. So it's I mean, I was like, man, so what has come about? Remember I said at the end of this 30 days, I wanted to see what has changed. So what has changed is I have about, I want to say I have one new follower on Facebook, okay? On my Facebook page. So yay to the new follower. On my YouTube channel, I went from like, I want to say 113 to like 118 followers. So I got like 5 new followers, and that's coming from posting more consistently and showing up. And so that's something that I'm doing. When I was checking my analytics on Facebook, it's like I'm getting a lot more watch time and views. So I mean, it's like the more you show up, the more people are going to see you. The more people see you, the more opportunity that you have to heal and be healed. So that was a quote I posted like last week or the week before. But yeah, so I see the motion. I see the traction happening. So that's a really good thing, okay? Let's see. When you're devoted, I feel like you want to do it. I might have already said that, but it's like it's not it's you want to return to your practice. I want to commune with my ancestors. I want to pour libations. I want to do I want to give them offerings. I want to go out in nature. I want to ground my feet. I want to. I want to do it. I miss doing it. And it's not like, oh, I gotta do it, or my ancestors won't protect me anymore. They won't love me anymore. They won't talk to me. Or if I don't speak to the angels today, they're not gonna look out for me. They're not gonna take care of me. If I don't speak to the goddesses today, they're not gonna. It's not that. We have a relationship. I'm devoted to building and growing and having this relationship. So I'm not gonna stop regardless if I miss a day or not. And I think that's the point that we need to remember. I know I needed to. Okay, so some examples of a devotion based practice. Okay, I put some stuff here to kind of give you um, little examples of things that can be part of your devotion that doesn't need to, that you don't have to schedule. Okay, right? It says lighting a candle and simply sitting in stillness, right? Just sitting there. That's devotion. That's taking time for yourself. That's taking time with spirit. That's listening, just sitting and listening, or just looking at the flame. When I was in massage therapy school at Edgar Casey School of Massage, we learned how to meditate with the candle. And we would just put the candle there, and just the meditation was just sitting quietly staring into the flame without blinking as long as we could. And that is a very powerful, it seems so simple, right? But it's a very powerful meditation. Whispering gratitudes as you wash your face, that's a beautiful one. I'm grateful for my skin. I'm grateful that I can see, smell, hear. I'm grateful for to be able to see my face and wash my face and smile, those kind of things. Walking in nature while listening for spirit. So I'm always like walking, or either I'm riding my bike and I always have my headphones on. Sometimes I just take them off and I just listen to the birds chirp. I listen to, the cars go by. I listen just to what's going on around me. I also like to stop and watch the sunset. That's another big thing that I like to do, that is part of a devotional practice for me, and just thanking the sun for inspiring me to keep going, to rise again if I'm feeling down today, because the sun rises and sets. And just seeing that in nature, because there's so much inspiration in nature. If you just sit and be quiet and pay attention to it, it's like you see the little ants building their stuff and going, and you just see so much, and it's like, wow, they're making it happen. Oh, okay, so letting music move you instead of forcing meditation, right? So um i had a meditation, and I was like talking to my spirit team, and out of nowhere I just bursted out and danced. I was just dancing for like, I don't know how long, but the music was just, I was just feeling the music. I told you I'm not a big dancer. I told you on my last one that I've always kind of like shied away from dancing because I was told I'm stiff and blah 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 blah. But I was like, just dance, just any kind of way, just whatever, Didn't no dance like no one's watching like that. That's what I was doing, dancing like no one was watching. I don't know if anyone was watching or not, but I was getting it. Okay. It says journaling. Just journaling when you're ready, not on a schedule. That's me. When I feel inspired, and that inspired could be happy, sad, angry, pissed off, having a lot of thoughts. I feel anxious. I will start journaling. I will also do videos. I also do like video journals where I just will talk to not and if I'm not talking to the camera like this, I'll just set the phone down and just talk. Sometimes that helps me because sometimes you just have things in your head that you just need to get out of your head. You just need to give them the attention that they're asking for, and then so you can move on. And that really works for me. Okay. I want you to ask yourself, and this is kind of like, it can be a journal prompt, or it could just be something that you ask yourself. Where in your spiritual practice are you performing, and where are you connecting, right? And for me, I'm gonna do a journal on this. I'm gonna use this as a journal prompt, but I also have another journal prompt too for you guys. But I feel like that I'm connecting. I feel like doing these reflect the focus and reflect sessions. I really like these sessions because I'm not performing. I'm not doing a reading, right? I'm not I mean, even though it may feel like I'm giving advice, in a way, I'm giving myself advice. I'm revealing what my process is, what I'm discovering as I'm going along, or as I'm trying something new in my business. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'm giving advice, but I'm also taking this advice in. I'm also, just pretty much sharing, and I like the feeling of that. And that's what to me, what this whole creating community is about, which I said I'm getting back to. I want to create this community. I want people to be able to lean and depend on me and know that I'm devoted to my purpose, and to being here for you, and to offer my services and my products and my time and my expertise to people that may, that generally and sincerely need it. That's what I really want to do. Okay. So I'm just checking my notes and making sure I have everything. It's like devotion meets you where you are. I love this. Devotion meets you where you are, not where your calendar says you should be. Okay. I love that. Devotion allows me to be me and still do my practice and still show up and still be committed and still be consistent. Being devoted does not mean being undisciplined. It does not mean being inconsistent, right? Let's clear that up before, just to make sure there's no, you know, discipline is good, but when it's just all about discipline, you losing the whole point of it, right? Now, when we're talking about devotion, you can still be committed and consistent while being devoted. All right. It's not just about, I'm past that showing up whenever I want to. I'm past that. Okay. It's about being there, and I'm going to be here unless I physically can't because I'm not feeling well or I have other obligations. Um, but other than that, I want to do this. I enjoy it. Right. Definitely. Your practice doesn't have to be big. It just has to be true. Okay? That's another one that really was sticking out to me. Okay? So it doesn't, and that's what I love. That's what I love. I have a real genuine connection with spirit, to where I can just, if I can't sit and say a big long prayer, if I can't pull out the Psalms, You know, some I know by heart, some I have to, pull the Bible out and recite. If I can't pull that out, I can just say thank you sincerely, and that will be felt, and that will be heard, and that will be appreciated. That's what I want us to understand, is that it doesn't take all that. But yes, do I enjoy ceremonial activities? I do. I do. I enjoy the robes and the candles. I enjoy all of that. But I also understand that devotion is deeper than that. Okay? And some days devotion is a praying for an hour, or dancing around my room for an hour, or sitting at my altar for an hour, or crying for an hour, or writing for an hour. And then sometimes it's just thank you. That's my practice for right now. That's my practice for today. I can come back to it later if I need to. I can come back and say, you know what? Now let me journal. Okay, well now let me go meditate in nature, or let me go have a walking meditation. Let me go have a cooking meditation where I'm pouring my love into this food, and I'm preparing for my family and for them to enjoy, and that's how I'm sharing my love. That's how I'm, that's how I'm ministering and administering my love to my family. You know what I mean? We have to get out of this thinking it's a one trick pony, or whatever. Okay. So yeah, this is pretty much what I want. But at the end of this, what we're gonna do is asking ourselves, whatever you're doing, ask yourself, am I checking a box, or am I meeting the divine? Am I actually meeting up with spirit? Am I actually engaging in spirit, or am I just checking a box off? Am I just going through the motion? Am I really sincerely in a heart space of gratitude, in a heart space of connecting? And I feel like that's the key. Am I meeting the divine? Am I just checking off a box, or am I meeting the divine? Because that's what I know, that this is what this whole 30 days has taught me. It's devotion over discipline for me going forward. So we still have a couple days left of this month. And I will still be posting. I still have some videos. Like, this video will go up in a few minutes. But we're also going to be thinking about what we're going to be devoted to in August. That's the big one, because in August I'm coming up on my 2-year anniversary, or my 3-year anniversary. Is it my 3-year anniversary of my business? I gotta double check, but it might be my 3-year anniversary. Okay. So what stayed the same this month? Nothing stayed the same this month. Nothing stayed the same this month. There was changes this month. They weren't huge, sweeping changes, but they were noticeable, trackable changes this month due to changes in my behavior and changes in how I present myself and how I show up, how I've been showing up. So that's amazing. Okay. So yeah, I'll be back on. We'll be talking more about what we're going to be doing for August, and some gratitude, and what kind of energies do we have to look forward to. So I hope you enjoyed this session of reflecting, and kind of focusing in on what we're thinking about right now, and what we have going on next. Please visit the website aapothecary.shop for your spiritual baths, your candles, anything you may need. If you want to book a one-on-one session, you don't just have to book a reading. You can just book a session with me if you just want to discuss, where you are and where you're headed. I'm here for you. I love to give advice. I have a wealth of knowledge to share. Okay. So, yeah, I'm here for you. So that's it for now. And I will see you in the next one. I love you. Ciao.